All right, we're going to go over some of Mr. Morrison's number sense tricks. This is video one, part one. We're going to go over three little tricks here, and then over the next few days, I'll send you some more videos and let you guys get introduced to some of these number sense tricks. We'll start with the little Loif trick, I call it, that just works with multiplying any two-digit numbers together in your head. So the thing with number sense, you cannot show any work whatsoever. You have to just look at the problem, write the answer down. You can't erase, you can't mess up, you can't write over a number. So if you write 32, but the answer was really 33, and you try to fix it like that, nope. Even if it is 33, that's all wrong. So you have to have these tricks down so that you can get the answer without showing any work whatsoever. So the way Loif works. Loif stands for last, outer, inner, and first. And those two kind of go together. So you look at your last two numbers of this trick, or of the problem here. You have a 1 and a 2. Now anything I'm doing in yellow is mental. That can't go on your paper. If you were to underline a problem like that on your paper, it'd be counted wrong. So I'm using yellow just to show you what my mind is kind of looking at, or if I'm remembering a number in my head, I might write it down in yellow just to kind of show you what's going on in my head. So we look at the last two numbers, the last digit of each number, 1 and 2. We multiply 1 times 2, we get 2. That is the ones digit of our answer. That's last. Done with that. Outer and inner. We look at the outer two numbers, 2 and 2. We multiply those, we get 4. So keep that in your head. We look at the inner two numbers, 1 and 4. We multiply those together, in our head, we get 4. We add these two 4s together to get our next, which is 8. That's our tens digit of our answer. That's outer and inner taken care of. And then first, we look at the first number of each digit, or the first digit of each number, 2 and 4, multiply those, we get 8. So that is our answer right there, 882. 21 times 42 is 882. I know it's easier to do it writing down these little notes to yourself and stuff, but you got to figure out how to do that without doing any notes whatsoever. Let's look at another problem, see if we can figure it out here. 43 times 32. We have last. 3 times 2 is 6. That's our ones digit. Outer is 4 times 2. That's 8. Inner is 3 times 3. That's 9. So here we have a problem because when I add together 8 and 9 and get 17, I can't put 17 in there like that. I put the 7 and I mentally kind of carry the 1. It's not going to start with 1 in the hundreds place, but mentally we carry the 1. We got first, where we had last, outer, inner. Now we got to look at first, which is 4 times 3 is 12. So you might be thinking it's 12, but we got to remember this 1 we carried. That would actually make it 13. So 1376. 82 times 45. So same process. Last, outer, inner, first. I'm going to do it this time without showing any work. So we look at our last. We have 2 and 5. That is a 10. So 0 gets written down. I got a 1 carried over in my head. So I'm thinking 1. Here's my head. Yellow 1. Outer and inner. Outer is 8 times 5. That is 40. So I got 40 in my head. Inner is 2 times 8, or 2 times 8. 2 times 4 is 8. So I have 40 and I have 8. That's a 48. But don't forget about the 1 we carried. So 48 turns into 49. So we write down the 9. 4 for 49, the 4 is getting carried. So the 4 in my head over here is just waiting for me to use it next. 8 times 4 is my first. 8 times 4 is 32, but I got this 4 I have to carry. So 32 turns into 36. And 3690 is hopefully 82 times 45. Don't check that with a calculator. Trust me, it's right. I hope. In a little bit, I have some practice problems for you to look at so you can kind of work some of these on your own and see if you get them right. For now, though, let's look at the next trick. A lot easier trick here. This is multiplying by 11. Much quicker than the last one. That last one isn't really much of a shortcut. It's probably the slowest trick you'll ever learn, but it works with any 2-digit number. Now, with specific 2-digit numbers, there's a lot of other tricks that make things go way faster, but if all else fails, this trick works. Multiplying by 11. So, trick here. You take 43. We have the 3 gets written down. The 4 gets written down. And then in the middle, you have 4 and 3 added together is 7. So 473. Now, on the real test, I would not advise you doing it in that order. Start with the right and work your way to the left so that you don't mess up with carrying numbers like we're going to have here in a little bit. So, the way I would do it, you got the 3 goes here, 7 goes here, 4 goes there, 473. 39 times 11. Here's where it gets a little tricky. You got one extra little step thrown in here. 9 goes here. 3 and 9 together go in the middle. That's 12, but it's not 129. Doesn't go like that. The 12, you write down the 2, the 1 gets carried. The 1 from the 12 gets carried. And then our 3, which comes down here, gets joined with the 1 that got carried, and it's 429. So 39 times 11 is 429. Looking at 3-digit numbers times 11, kind of the same concept, we just added one other level to it. 3 gets written down. Next, we have 2 and 3 together. 2 and 3 together is 5. Next, the 4 and 2 together is 8. And then the 4 goes on its own. So 4853. 584 times 11. Start with the right. You got 4. Next, you have 8 and 4 combined is 12. So 2, mentally carry the 1. We have 5 and 8 combined, which is 13. But we got this 1 that's getting carried, so 13 becomes 14. 4, carry the 1. Here's my new 1 I'm carrying in my head again. Remember, you can't write that down. The 5 there is going to be the beginning with the 1 becomes 6. So 6424 is 584 times 11. Third trick, the double half trick. Come on, what are you doing? Go away. There we go. What this trick is about. If you're multiplying numbers, you can change the numbers by doubling one of them and halving the other. Now, you don't want to just randomly use this trick whenever it's not going to make things easier. You want to make sure that it's going to make your problem actually easier. Here's a perfect example. If I double 4.5, I get 9. If I half 18, I get 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So it's the exact same thing as 18 times 4.5. 9 times 9 is the same. We get 81. Next, let's look over here at 22 times 34. You could do the whole Loif trick in your head there. It would give you the right answer. It may take a little bit of time, but it'll get it to you. What I'm going to do, though, is the half double trick. I'm going to half 22 to get 11. And I'm going to double 34 to get 68. Now, also remember, you can't write this down on your paper. I'm writing it here just so you can see what I'm doing, but in reality, you can't write that down. You got to do it all mentally. Now I have 11 times 68. That's the 11th trick. I can do that in my head. That's going to be 8. Add the 8 and 6. That's 14. 4. Carry the 1. And then 6 joins the 1, and we got 748. 16 times 3.5. I cannot do that mentally. Eventually I can figure it out, I'm sure, if I tried hard enough. But if I double and half, well, I don't want to double 16 because then I'd have to half 33.5, and I don't know what that is. But I can half 16 to get 8. I can double 3.5 to get 7, and 8 times 7 is 56. 9 fourths times, whoa. There we go. 9 fourths times 32. Now here is a problem. With 9 fourths, if I half that, if I double it, it's still an ugly number. It doesn't really help me do anything here. But this trick does not only work with doubling and halving. You can also triple and third a number. Or you could quadruple and fourth a number. So in other words, times 4 and divide by 4. That's actually the trick we're going to use here. Quadruple and fourth. If I quadruple or multiply this by 4, all that's going to do is get rid of the denominator, and it's going to turn to 9. So times 4. Here I'm going to divide by 4. If I divide that by 4, 32 times 4 is 8. So now, when you do that mentally, hopefully you can keep track of 9 and 8. 9 times 8 has the same answer as 9 fourths times 32, which is 72. So those are 3 of the most basic tricks I wanted you to see. We got the Loif trick, the 11s trick, and the double half trick. Here's some practice problems. You have 8 problems that mix in all those 3 tricks that we just looked at. You have to figure out when to use each trick. So I would say pause this here, jot them all down, answer them mentally, however you want to work them out. And in a few seconds, I'll pop the answers up there and let you check and see if you get them all right. So 5 seconds to pause it before the answers pop up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and there are your answers. So if you want to figure out how I got these, 17 times 61. No real trick there. I can't half, I can't double. That's just the Loif, last outside, inside first. Let's go down, we'll work our way down. 8 times 12.5. That is the half double trick. I can double 12.5 to get 25. I can half 8 to get 4. 4 times 25 is 100. 22 times 31. You could Loif that last outside inside first, or you can double half. I'm thinking 11 times 62 is going to be the easiest way to go, and then that gives you 682. 937 times 11, again, that's the, well, not again, that's the 11's trick here. 10,307. So do your 11s trick to 937. Up here, another 11s trick times 82. Got the 10 in the middle. It carries over from that 1 there, turns it to a 9. 49 times 2 sevenths. Here is sort of the double half trick, except we're using 7. We're going to divide this by 7 to get 7, and multiply this times 7 to get 2. 7 times 2 is just 14. 23 times 81. Loif, last outside, inside, first. No real trick there other than that. It gives you 1863. And 72 times 31, same thing. No real trick there. Just last outside, inside, first. 2232. Good luck. I'll send you another video soon. I'll keep them coming with some more advanced tricks that speed things up. Thank you.